Hi everyone, my name is Lillicotch. My company is Lillicotch.com Web Design. Those of you that know me, I'm going to go over a few things that you probably already know, but this is a bunch of new people here in this group, and I'd like to thank everyone for coming out. My story with the web starts in 1995. I went to my boss, we were a plumbing and heating company, and I said, this internet thing seems to be catching on, we should probably have a website. And what he said was, okay, make us a website. And I learned, one of the things I've learned about the internet is that it'll teach you anything you want to know as long as you know how to ask. So I researched that, I researched getting found by search engines, and our website grew and grew to over 1,300 pages. Four of our top 10 customers came from the web. In addition to those 4 customers, we did about $80,000 a year in web sales all over the world. And in 2005, the owner died, I was downsized, and I thought to myself, well, this is a good time for me to maybe try to do something that I love for myself. And so I started in business for myself. And since then, I've had to have a few part-time jobs to keep things going, but generally I love what I do. I have a 30-second commute, minute and a half if I stop for coffee. And I have customers all over I try to stay in the Eastern time zone. I have customers all over the East, DC, Baltimore, Cleveland, Cincinnati, and half of them I've never been met. And that comes from referrals and repeat business, which is how I get most all of my business. I did do the nice bid spot on Word FM, got me some nice business, but I generally don't spend a lot of money in advertising. I believe in open source software, which is free generally, and once you set it up, it's yours, you own it. So updates are free. You don't have to worry because I am a one-man shop, and if something were to happen to me, or if I hit the lottery and bought a desert island someplace with no internet, you own the website. You own the updates. It's your data. You can take it to someone else and they can run it for you, or learn to run it yourself. It's very, very simple. What I'd like to talk about first today is getting found by the search engines. Generally, when I have these things, that's where the questions always go. So I thought I'd start with that, and I have some simple rules, because if you have a website, you want Google and the search engines to be your friend. There's several things that you need to do for that to happen. First of all, you have to have good navigation, all right, so that your menu has links to pretty much every section and every page on your website. If the search engines don't know where it is, or the people don't know where it is, no one's going to read it. Putting up 1,000 pages isn't going to help you if no one knows where they are. So you need navigation so that people and the search engines can find all your pages. Second of all, you need to have good content. You're hearing news these days about how Google's eliminating content forms, people that just take content from your site and throw it up on theirs. They're looking to find the original owner of the site. And one of the main things they use to determine who the owner is who puts it up first. So you want to have your content on your site first. That's before Facebook, that's before LinkedIn, that's before any other of these sites that you do. You post it on your own site first. Then there are tools that automatically will post it to the social networking site, so you don't even have to bother after that. But the next thing that the search engines think is, well, why would someone want to come back to your site a second time? Well, the reason that they would want to come back most of the time is to see something new. Once they've read your pages, they're going to want something new. So they're looking for sites that not only have good content, but also are adding new content on a fairly regular basis, so they can send people back and they'll see something new and they'll be happy. Because the searcher is the person that Google and the rest of the search engines want to please. They want to do what they want. And then, last thing is you need to have other sites linked back to you. All right? Google assigns what they call a page rank to every site, every page. And if a site on a very high-ranking site links back to your website, then pass on some of that juice to you. Now, there's a lot of rules, and it goes on and on. That's the general thinking is that if someone links to your site, they consider that a vote for your website. And the more votes you have, the higher you're going to rank. And it's really pretty simple. You can go on and on for hours, but those are the 3 main things that you need to have. Then, where are you going to get these links? Well, a good way to get them is from social networking sites. Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter can link back to your site, and it'll help you. It'll help you not only get human visitors, but also it'll help you with the search engines. But there's some important things that you need to do for that, too. And that's on this page that I passed out. It's called My Rules for Good Conversation. One of the things that you're going to find is if you put yourself out there and you allow people to comment on your website, or if you're on Twitter or Facebook, you're going to get negative comments, almost always. And one of the ways that people will judge you is how you deal with those negative comments. So if you've made a mistake, don't try to hide it. Admit your mistake and fix it. Say, I'm sorry I didn't do right by you, but here's what I'm going to do to make it up. Make it public. Let everyone know that you're a human, that you make mistakes, but you're going to take care of them, and you're thinking about your customer first. Don't try to censor your critics, because what's going to happen is they're going to go somewhere else and talk about you. You can't control it on other websites. You can control the conversation more on your own website. So if you allow people to make their comments and you answer them, you have much more control over the situation than if you censor them and make them go somewhere else to talk about you, because they're going to do that. Lastly, you want to add value to the conversation. You want to say things to let people know something. You want them to come back. You want them to laugh. You want them to learn. You want them to do something other than just advertisements for your business, because people aren't going to come and listen to you talk about yourself. Human nature is the way it works. I already mentioned publishing to your own site first. And lastly, I get a lot of questions about viral campaigns. How are you going to make a YouTube video go viral and that kind of thing? It's been my experience that generally that just doesn't work. You can't plan a viral campaign. Okay, you have to put something out there, because if you don't, it's definitely not going to happen. But from there, it's just putting out good content, and if you're lucky enough to have people pass it along for you, that's a definite plus. My name is Jim Lillicotch. My website is lillicotch.com. I talk about this and much more on my website blog, so there's a lot more to read there. But if anyone has any questions now, I'd be happy to take them. Anyone? Yeah.
I just got a fancy pants on your phone.
Okay.
And there are plenty of, as you mentioned, automatic things that will send photos and other content to social networking sites. Are there such ways to get stuff to your own blog, to your own website?
Yes, there's plenty of tools. As I said, I believe in open source software. I'm a big believer in WordPress. I do entire sites in WordPress, not just the blog, but the shopping cart, the whole thing. There's lots and lots of tools that will plug in that will send your content out to the social networking sites, or bring it from the social networking sites into your site. Most all of them are free. Most all of them plug in really easy, and I'm sure that there are other tools that pertain to other kinds of software, other kinds of sites, but yes, there's definitely things like that. Anyone else? Well, thank you very much for your attention. I appreciate it. And if you'd like to go out and have a cup of coffee sometime this month, my name is Jim Lillicotch. You can find me on the BLX blog, or my website is lillicotch.com. Thanks.